I think I'm looking at the camera now. Welcome in, random rollers. It has been a while. First, and before I forget again, because there might have been a few takes already, I would like to thank Milestone Plays and go over to his YouTube. He helped me with the link because it wasn't working, so I could be part of this year's Monster Week. A great, awesome tabletop role playing game community collaboration started and inspired and by Pointy Hat and Ginny D, but there are so many amazing creatures in Milestone Play. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be making this a little bit rushed last minute video because I didn't think I could because the link wasn't working. So I'm like, oh, I might as well not even. Anyways, I digress. It is about Fae this year. And Fae, Fairy, Fairy, Pixies. I like Pixies, it's one of my favorites. So I was like, okay, I have Fae in my game, and I do, and they are a sprightly little. So if you go into the bloodlines and you look at it and you hear the definition of Fae, you'll be like, wait, this creature is Fae, this creature is Fae. Technically, I think you'll see in the if you watch the playlist, you'll see trolls are Fae. Technically, they are. Elves are Fae. Link is Fae. Sylveon from Pokemon is Fae. Fae is one of those terms that has gotten so broad. Really, if it's a supernatural creature, it seems to include Fae. But in my game, Fae are dragon folk, Drake. There are a bunch of different bloodlines of Drake, and Fae in particular are the only ones who are tiny and have little translucent, beautiful butterfly or dragonfly type wings, and just like their dragon counterpart, which are also called the Fae bloodline of dragons. So yeah, okay, it's early access. You'll have to excuse that. But I was like, okay, I like to research and put the effort of where did Fae actually begin. So I typed in Fey, which is what this year's Monster Week is about, Fae. And it came up with, this is a Scottish word, generally, that means strange, foreboding, sense of doom and imminent death, or supernatural, strange, odd, mad, even person. And I'm like, that's kind of describes Fae, how we know it from D&D, which I don't play much, but even I know that. And I'm like, okay, hang on. So this isn't Fae Fey that I'm talking about, that the Monster Week's about. It's Fae Fae, which is an English folklore word. And I forget the name of this science, this study, this research. Etymology? Someone can correct me if I said that wrong. And that is even more interesting because guess what? They don't have wings either. And they're not tiny. They range from spirits that are actually embodying flames, if we call the blue caps, I think they're called in Scotland or Ireland. There's going to be so many corrections. Unicorns, technically, are Fae. There is so much, it's so ranged because supernatural being could fit Fae. Now people are going to argue about this and it's going to be, I'm like, okay, just stop is what I said. Just stop, brain. Just think. What do you want to be, Fae? And I'm like, I want to research winged creatures. The little winged pixies and stuff. They're so much fun. And who wouldn't want to be one of those? Which you can when my game eventually is playable. And I'm like, okay, so let me look that up. And it turns out that's a relatively modern description. Whenever I dress up for Halloween or my child dresses up just for an afternoon as a Fae, she's dressing up as a Victorian romanticized version of this creature. It actually was only a few hundred years ago that the little mini pixie with the fairy wings looking like butterflies or dragonflies and being mischievous. Now that's been around since the beginning. But we can thank the Victorians for the cute little fairy costumes running around every Halloween. And I would like everybody here to go and watch the rest of this playlist. This is just basically a rambling about the word Fae and how it's actually F-A-E, that D&D is the one who did F-E-Y, and this doesn't really matter in the end, but there you go. Fun facts. Keep random rolling, guys. Bye.